How's things, Mary?
Can't complain, Mr. Waldron. You?
Oh, just thinking. This is a crap hole, isn't it?
But it's your crap, old John.
The best in Whitechapel.
The best in Whitechapel.
Hey, Lewis. Ain't she the most delectable thing you ever did see? Oh, I don't know about you, but I could quite happily fall into that heaving bosom and... Oh, excuse me, miss. Excuse me. Lewis. Lewis! Oh, not again.
Oi, Mary, sling your hook. You show me up. Go find your own cocks. These ones are suitably sloshed. Just how I like 'em. Shoo!
Oh, Mr. Jenkins is out for the morning, Mary. Said he'd be back later. Morning, Mary. Not seen you for a while. Never guess who's back in the room upstairs. They always see sense in the end. Get you a drink, Mary?
Oh, pour two and I'll join you.
You'll be here a while then.
Ladies and gents, tonight we have the debut performance of this loverly fella, Constable Collins!
That'd be Miss Daisy Dykes, good lady. Don't tell my superiors. One night I came awake, I cried for goodness sake, as I would be back up again at 2. The bumper for that followed had me screaming till tomorrow. I swore I'd beat the culprit black and blue. Don't wake a lady in the night, yes indeed. She'll grab a pan and hunt you in the dark. Don't wake a lady in the night, yes indeed. You'll find her bite is much worse than her bark. I tiptoed down the stairs. Good heavens, I were scared. My knees did knock together as I quaked. A bump, a scrape, a bang, a hefty tolling clang was more than my poor heart could rightly take. Don't wake a lady in the night, yes indeed. You'll never know what mischief her will start. Don't wake a lady in the night, yes indeed. You'll find her arm far stronger than her heart. And so, my friends, you'll find that I were in a bind. A scoundrel snooping quietly through me house. I saw his head and whacked it. Oh, I beat it and I smacked it. And it turned out that me scoundrel were a mouse. Don't wake a lady in the night, yes indeed. She'll grab a pan and hunt you in the dark. Don't wake a lady in the night, yes indeed. You'll find her bite is much worse than her bark.
Lovely, lovely.
That was Don't Wake a Lady, written by the chap himself. Have a good night, folks.
That were the greatest night of my life. Look at me, I'm shaking. It ain't the old Mo, but it's a step in the right direction. If my granddad could see me now, he'd top himself, I'm sure. Today, the 10 bells. Tomorrow, the stage.
You're out late, as usual.
What can I say, Miss Mary? I'm a man now. Don't just sup on the small bit.
Oh, yes, I see. I'm sure your mam will love you coming home reeling and roaring.
Pa used to, and she didn't seem to mind.
I suppose she won't care too much now you're a working man. I heard you're popular with the customers. Shouldn't you be out the back?
Mr. Hopkins says I'm good for business. Walk with me cherub face and all. Oh, there's a kind lady who comes in on a Wednesday for buns and the like. Pinches my cheeks and gives me a toffee when I tell her she looks nice.
Does she look nice?
Of course not. Her looks like the arse end of a donkey. But it ain't polite to tell a lady that.
It's good to see you still have your sense of humour, Charlie boy.
Mrs. Hopkins says a sense of humour looks good on her man, Miss Mary. I wear it with pride, I do.
You keep up the hard work now, you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a nice time, little man. Don't drink too much.
Can't be promising much, Miss Mary, but I won't disappoint ya. Oh, young Master Hopkins has lovely sisters. I think I'll marry one of them. I can bake a wedding cake out of loaves of bread and put flowers on them. Mabel would like that very much. I started saving me own money. I keep it in my sock under my bed. Penny ain't found it yet. I've got to start investing in business, Miss Mary. I've got to read more newspapers. That's what men do, ain't it? Good night, Miss Mary.
I don't want to hear what you have to say, Magdalene.
Oh, it'd be another pair of shoes if you were telling me.
You're likely right. Go ahead.
You have a face like a smacked ass. What happened?
Nothing for you to concern yourself with.
Did some crusty bloke stand you up?
Haven't you got a railing to go bend over or something?
My. The sauciest lad in London has himself a date.
Perhaps I do. What's it to you?
Oh, Alexander, this is everything to me.
Have your fun while it lasts, Mary Kelly. For I am a changed man.
I'd be happy to make the acquaintance of this changed man.
Do you find him more acceptable?
Do you?
I'm unsure yet. I suppose we'll see, shan't we? Oh, I never thought I'd ever be this feeble. Life has a way of surprising you like that, I found. I'm not going to share the more intimate details of my life with the likes of you. But he is lovely, and adores to spoon by lamplight. Oh, a side splitter, too. He talks so strangely, knows exactly how to make me laugh. Stop asking. I shan't tell you any more.
Mary, I'm so glad I could see you again before we travel tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Mrs. Hopkins tells me he's had this planned for a while. Just not with me.
He really turned out to be your Prince Charming then.
Who knew London still bred him this way?
Hopkins only do the best. So I've been hearing on the streets.
I know. I should be needing a new dress if I carry on like I am. I can't stop eating.
Hey, you mind hiding a few crumpets in your skirts next time I see you?
Already ahead of you. Henry had a basket made up to say thank you.
Then I suggest you never let him go.
Not out of my sight for a second. Thank you, Mary, for what you did for us.
And I'd do it again just to see you smile so bright, Kitty.
You're a kind soul, Mary Kelly. Maybe we'll stop out for some oysters one night when I get back from Margate.
We can. As many oysters as I can afford.
Come by the shop. I'm sure Mrs. Hopkins won't mind. Then you can fill your belly for free. That's what I do.
I'll hold you to that promise, Kitty Whitlock.
Hopkins, you dunce.
Oh, that's gonna take some getting used to. Don't mind me anyway. Go. Enjoy your day.
That I will, Mary. I'll be seeing you. I kept myself for him, Mary. I don't know if I ever told you. I fought Jack off tooth and nail, I did. You'd never believe it just looking at me. I'm so excited to see the seaside. Henry told me it was like the Thames, only for as far as the eye can see. I shan't have to worry for nothing from now on. My feet couldn't be happier. Just think, me, a wife.
Come back later, Mary. I've got a new ale for you to try. The Ferryman's Boat. Beautiful drop it is. Are you working tonight, or have you given yourself some time to rest? There's plenty of boozers in. Ooh, you know how it goes. Don't let Ethel catch you. Have a good night, Mary.
Is that smile you wear ever gonna shift?
I don't think it will. It's stuck like this now. She ain't no Agnes. I'm glad.
Have you forgotten all about her then?
Truth be told, I don't think I'll ever forget everything. You never forget your first love, Miss Kelly.
Ah, that you don't, Master Hopkins.
Kitty's different. Her's a working gal. Her knows how to graft. She's still gentle as a flower, though, with the softest hands.
She'll make you a good wife, Henry. I've never met a sweeter soul.
Why do you think I married her?
You keep my girl well, you hear me?
She won't want for nothing, I assure you. We'll see you when we're back from Margate. Good night, Miss Kelly. Oh, there's so much to be done at the seaside, Miss Kelly. I've heard the Mr. Punch shows there are far better than the London rubbish they show in the streets. I'll treat her to ice cream. Her says she's never had it. Can you imagine? Margate weren't my first choice, but we can't afford to lose more than a day's work. I'm sure the sea there beats the Thames any day. I've dreamed of kissing her on the sand for weeks. I can't wait. I don't think I could ever be happier than this. Hang the cost. I'm marrying that woman every year from now on.
Oh, you're like the ghost of Christmas past, you are.
Flatter me more, I beg you.
I see you ain't tailed by the hound. You give her back?
She had business to attend to. I'll send her your regards.
You were always an odd one, Kelly.
How is she?
How do you think?
The children will thank you for it, I promise.
You mean the children she doesn't care for, anyway?
It'll pass, it always does. Ugh, you're a bloke, Sid. You'll never understand what birth is like for a woman.
What do you know?
You'll be surprised what I know, Mr. Young. Now get your head out of your arsehole for one moment and listen. I know it's been horrible for you, but whatever you're going through, Anna is feeling it tenfold. You're already a good father, Sidney. It's time to be a good husband.
Another quick one, then I'll be off home. I promised Anna I'd try making her tea. Good night, Mary.
Good evening, Mary.
Come to drown your sorrows, Mr. Leach.
A severe lack of work allows for it, so yes. I've been dealing with nothing more than scrapings off the floor. Perhaps I shall take a creative break, cleanse my mind of all this recent filth, eh?
Oh, I'm sure something will come along. Whitechapel is full of it. You just have to tread in the right place to find the shit on your shoe.
Oh, how poetic. Have you ever considered the verse, Mary?
My kind of poetry is a little different to yours, Mr. Leach. It has a lot more tits and fanny than what you're used to.
Of course. How silly of me. The bawdy songs of the pennygaff have little place in polite society. You should really attend a theatrical production, Mary. It's ever so educational.
I'll bear that in mind, Mr. Leach.
Do. It will stand you in good stead.
I don't think I'll be taking advice from a man who tried to turn himself invisible.
Ah, you've spoken to our dear Mr. Jenkins. I find myself wondering what else you may have stored away in that pretty little head.
Oh, you'll be surprised how much I know. Being uneducated and all.
If I'm to take your current escapades into consideration, I imagine you know more than I give you credit for.
Perhaps. Though you're one to talk of escapades, Mr. Leach.
If you must know, I have hung up that more unsavoury visage. It shall join the other skeletons in my cupboard as I walk a more enlightened,
Honest.
honest path.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it.
And what of you?
You're the detective in training, Mr. Leach. You tell me.
Keep well, Mary Kelly. I've enjoyed our chat. It's best we don't speak of the past, huh? Forgive and forget, water under the bridge and all that. If saucy doxies, travelling with odd dogs and foreign strangers made good reading, I'd be set for life. What a shame. That Ripper chap has gone terribly quiet. It makes the newspapers deadly dull. Not that I want him to return or anything, but it'd help. I can busy myself with the suspects in the meantime. There's plenty of them, and what a shandygaff they make. Another time, perhaps. Who knew you'd make such good company?
Oh, weren't that a sight to behold?
I am happy he got to live out his dream, at least for a little while.
I'll have to get the sheep music for that one, I think. What are you bothering me for anyway?
Just seeing if you're all right.
Aye, I'm grand.
Aw, I'm glad.
I will have one, you know, one day.
A baby?
They ain't so bad, are they?
They cry a lot. And shit.
Oh, I forgot about the shit. Thanks, Mary. Now fuck off, you're ruining me night. That was one hell of a performance. I think I'll keep Mr. Collins around. He seems to lighten up the room. Everyone could do with tearing up a bit. You especially. Good night, Mary.
Perhaps we should go home.